The story of Little Red Riding Hood. Once upon a time there was a small village. There is a lovely little girl who lives there. Everyone called her Little Red Riding Hood because she always wears a bright red hat. Little Red Riding Hood loved to explore, especially to play in the nearby forest. One day Little Red Riding Hood's mother said to her, "Little Red Riding Hood, take some food and medicine to your grandma today. She is ill. We should visit her." Little Red Riding Hood accepted the task happily, and her mother gave her a basket. It's filled with cake, grapes, and medicine. Little Red Riding Hood jumped with merry steps on the path to her grandma's house. She passed a beautiful garden and listened to the birds singing. Feel very happy. But she didn't know that a big, cunning wolf had been watching her closely. The big bad wolf sees the perfect opportunity. He decided to take advantage of Little Red Riding Hood's walk alone, get to her grandma's house before her, and pretend to be Little Red Riding Hood. So the wolf went full speed ahead and closed the gap with Little Red Riding Hood. When Little Red Riding Hood went into the forest, she felt a strange atmosphere. She saw a little bird come and sit on her shoulder and said, "Little Red Riding Hood, Little Red Riding Hood, be careful. There's a big wolf chasing you and he wants to eat you." Little Red Riding Hood was very surprised, but she remained calm. She thanked the bird for its warning and showed her gratitude. She decided not to let the big bad wolf win, so she changed her original route, take a longer path, hoping to avoid the big bad wolf. When the wolf got to her grandma's house, he knocked on the door. When her grandma heard the knock on the door, she thought it was Little Red Riding Hood. She said, "Come in quickly, Little Red Riding Hood." The wolf enters the grandma's house, pretending to be Little Red Riding Hood. But Grandma immediately sensed something was wrong. She looked at the wolf. "Say, Little Red Riding Hood, why is your voice so low? Why are your eyes so big? Why are your teeth so sharp?" The big bad wolf pulled out a sinister smile and prepared to swallow her grandma. Just then Little Red Riding Hood arrived at Grandma's house. She knocked on the door and went in. Little Red Riding Hood was surprised to see the wolf lying on her grandma's bed, pretending to be her grandma. She immediately understood the big bad wolf's plan, but she was not afraid. She thought about how to save her grandma and stop the evil behavior of the big bad wolf. Little Red Riding Hood approached the wolf cautiously and pretended to be surprised at him. She said, "Granny, why are your teeth so big? Why are your eyes so red? Why are your ears so long?" The wolf thought he had succeeded in deceiving Little Red Riding Hood. Self-satisfied answer, "So I can hear you better. See you, and eat you." Just as the wolf was about to bite Little Red Riding Hood, she reacted quickly, took a pair of scissors from the basket beside her. She cut the wolf's tail so hard that he screamed in pain. Meanwhile, Grandma also regained consciousness. They worked together to kick the wolf out of the house. Since then, Little Red Riding Hood has learned the importance of protecting oneself and others. Little Red Riding Hood and her grandma hugged each other joyfully. Thank God for their safety. They decided to tell everyone in the village about their experience, to remind people to be careful of strangers. From then on, Little Red Riding Hood never went into the forest alone. She learned the importance of family and friends, and learned how to deal with danger. She lived happily with her grandma. This story teaches us to be careful with strangers. Keep alert and ask for help when we face difficulties. Little Red Riding Hood's bravery and wisdom are our example. She reminds us to protect ourselves and care for others, to create a better world. And so the story of Little Red Riding Hood ended. Now it's time to close your eyes and have a nice dream. May you continue your adventures in your dreams. Learn and grow until the sun rises again tomorrow. Good night and sweet dreams.